giving me my protein bars and
Good
salt
afternoon,
water.
everybody. This is Whitney Lavoie with Grice Connect, and I'm here this afternoon with Dr. Chelsea Michael to introduce you to something brand new for women's healthcare right here in Statesboro, and that is Elevate with Ogeechee Health. So, welcome,
They
Dr.
have
Michael.
like
Hi, thank you,
four
Whitney.
egg
Thank you
whites,
so much.
3 dates,
So
2
I'm Dr.
almonds,
Michael. I'm a
whatever.
board-certified OBGYN. I've been practicing here in Statesboro for about 7 years
Haven't
now.
had
I'm
some
happy to
stuff.
call Statesboro home. And I'd love to introduce you to our new adventure
We're going to
here,
do this little initial
which is
live
Elevate
stream
by
filming
Ogeechee
thing
Health.
where they're introducing some
Awesome. And
questions
so
with
we
Chelsea.
are
Then I'm going
actually
to walk them
across
through each
the
of the
street
rooms.
from
So if
Dr.
you guys
Michael's
want to
main
be
office, which she shares
just
with
around
Dr.
or
Jim
whatever,
Small.
we're going to actually come
So
down
we're on
this
the
hall
other
and go
side
to
of
each
Brampton
room.
Avenue today at
And then
1501 at
then that's it
their
with them. And then we're just
annex
waiting for people
location.
to
So
come.
could
So
you
we'll
tell us
kind
a
of
little
decide,
bit
but you
about
can go
what the
see
annex is?
Yeah, absolutely.
and the
So
two back
a
here.
couple of years ago,
See,
our practice was
Elaine can show
expanding
you
at
what
such
we've
a
done.
rate. We just realized we needed more space.
Yeah.
We needed more office space. And this office right across the street from our main office became available. So we jumped at the opportunity to, kind of claim this space, renovate it. And I think we've done a lot of really nice work here to make it a nice, inviting space to either be, a patient for traditional OBGYN services or this new feature that we have here.
Right, and so you offer several different services here at the Annex, but Elevate would be the newest one. So tell us, in a nutshell, what is Elevate and what is something that unique that it brings to the Statesboro community?
Yeah, absolutely. So Elevate's something that we're really proud of, and we've opened it to fill a gap that we've seen in women's health. So a lot of times patients at annual exams or postpartum, they'll ask me, well, what can I do for this? Like, what can I do for this bothersome hair growth for conditions like PCOS or, that rogue stray chin hair that pops out around perimenopause? What about this spider vein? What can I do about this stubborn belly fat? No matter how long I spend at the gym, I can't get rid of it. Or, I've lost the weight, but now I feel self-conscious about loose skin, or that I have just come to accept that I leak when I laugh every single time. So essentially, we've brought in a lot of technology to treat a myriad of conditions that contribute to overall women's wellness. So we combine the medical expertise with advanced technology in the space that feels calm and inviting, and know that it's not just about aesthetics, but it's about women feeling comfortable and confident at every stage of life.
And I just got a little preview of some of the treatment rooms, which we'll take you to see in just a minute as well. But Dr. Michael, what would you say you are most excited about that y'all will be offering here at Elevate?
Sure. I think honestly, I'm excited about it all. If I had to pick one platform, I think it would be the Empower RF system that is more specifically focused on women's wellness. And in particular, treatments like V-Tone, Forma-V, and Morpheus 8V can be a game changer for women's pelvic health and wellness. So these treatments help things like bladder leakage, vaginal laxity, and even sexual health after childbirth or changes like menopause. And another one that I'm particularly excited to offer is the Evolve X. That allows a 3-in-1 treatment to build and strengthen muscles, RF energy to dissolve subcutaneous fat, and then third, to tighten skin. And so many postpartum patients ask me, what can I do to treat my diastasis recti? That is a separation between the abdominal muscles or the core muscles, and it often hangs out a long time, even after the normal postpartum recovery. So this is a great non-surgical treatment option with no recovery time because we don't have time to be out as moms, right? So it's especially, perfect for someone who doesn't want plastic surgery, may want to have another pregnancy again. It's an ideal option. So lots to be excited about. And for me personally, it's very rewarding as a physician to be able to give my patients the added confidence, that boost that can make them feel like themselves again.
That's awesome. And as Dr. Small mentioned to me earlier, some of these are exclusive to Elevate, these
Absolutely.
new machines and treatments. So that's something I think that's really cool that you guys are able to bring that to our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in talking about some of these treatments, I think when women are seeking this type of health care, they appreciate an environment that's comfortable, that's discreet, that is respectful of their privacy. Mm-hmm. So is that something that y'all have thought about with Elevate, and how are you sort of making that happen for women who seek treatment here?
Yeah, sure. That was really important from the very beginning for us. We wanted Elevate to feel like a retreat, like it was private, peaceful, welcoming, not just a cold clinical space like, your typical doctor's office would be, but one where you can really feel cared for in a relaxed environment. But at the same time, know that you're in the hands of trained professionals, so that you can really trust the process and feel at ease here.
And I think that's something that I've seen. Y'all have done a beautiful job with the renovations here and creating a peaceful and spa-like experience for women to come to. As you said, as busy moms, busy women, I think we can appreciate a chance to just reset and relax in a comfortable environment. And the bonus is you get an awesome treatment while you're here, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So honestly, some of the things that you're talking about, they sound like they could be genuinely life-changing for women. Mm-hmm. Is that something that y'all are focusing on here, and how are you hoping to achieve that through the treatments that you offer?
Sure, yeah. I mean, if I had to sum it up in one word, it would be confidence, restoring confidence in our patients. So whether it's restoring strength, like core strength, pelvic floor strength, improving skin health, addressing intimate concerns, or, simply taking that chunk of time out of the day for themselves, we want our patients to feel empowered, because so oftentimes women put themselves last, right? So this is a reminder that caring for yourself is not selfish. It is essential to overall well-being.
And I think that's such a great point, to be able to show women that it's okay to take that time. Absolutely. And that it is important to their health. It's not just, fluff. It's not just appearance. It's actually about feeling better, mm-hmm. And living your best life.
I agree.
So we are going to have Dr. Small take us on a little tour of the building so we can see some of the treatment rooms. And
this is, in many ways, a dream of mine. As Chelsea mentioned, a lot of women ask, can you do this? Can you do that? And in 20 years of taking care of women, I've always had to say, no, we'll let someone else take care of that. And finally, we're able to say, yes, we can do a lot of these things and more, really. And so we have taken this to a new level, created this new concept of a medical spa in an OBGYN type environment, but also we don't just service women. We actually can provide a lot of treatment for men too in a lot of the things that we're doing. Obviously our primary function and focus is women's health care, but don't think that these things are just focused on women. There are a lot of things that apply to men as well, and we've allowed that to happen in how we've planned this out over the last few months. And this day is 5 to 6 months in the making for rolling this out. So I want to bring you around to show you some of the equipment and let some of the guests that are come on into the building, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's go for a walk.
Let's
come
go.
on. All right. We'll go down the hall here. So we're going to walk around here and we're going to look at 4 different pieces of equipment that we brought into this office. We'll come around the corner. We've staged it out this day for this beautiful party we're trying to welcome the community into. We're doing 2 events today, one at 1:30, one at 5:30, but it's just open to the community. So in here, in this room, we have one of our pieces of equipment called the Evolve X. So this piece of equipment is what Dr. Michael was referring to for tone. She mentioned the diastasis recti as one example of how you can really strengthen that abdominal floor with just electrical muscle stimulation. So there's 3 pieces of equipment that go with this particular unit right here. One is a smaller unit that you can use for your arms or your buttocks. You can also do toning of the abdomen. So the third, though, is really a unique piece of equipment. The piece of equipment that allows you to actually use not just the electrical muscle stimulation, but the radio frequency, the heating, which helps build the collagen and strengthen the muscles at exactly the same time. And the nice thing about these particular devices and how they work is you just come in and we do it. You just relax. You can play on your phone. You can read email. You can just go into a zone of meditation. But the idea is to let the machine do the work. It's no substitute for going to the gym. That's not what we're saying here. But it can do things that you can't do, right? You can't do 150 sit-ups, where this thing can do 300 equivalent sit-ups and really begin to strengthen and tighten those muscles. You do feel like you've had a workout sometimes.
That was going to be my question. Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt, but you do feel like you have been to the gym. I mean, you
Okay.
will notice that your muscles are tightened. We obviously dial this up to a woman's tolerance or a man's tolerance for tightening in this sense. So we're not trying to hurt anyone, but there's a wide range of stimulation that you can do. Each person's different in what they can tolerate. But it's not just a one and done. It's a series of treatments. And each treatment, you'll notice that you can tolerate more time and more energy, which means it's working, right? It is
Okay.
building those muscles up. So the Evolve X is a really pretty amazing piece of equipment. The one that does the radio frequency heating and the actual tone is a very new component of this device, and that's the one I'm most excited about. But basic muscle stimulation has been around for a while, but the technology on how to focus that is really where this piece of equipment is at. So people can do this as an add-on on some other things that we're doing, or they can do this as a standalone treatment. We have all kinds of packages available to do that. In fact, in this rollout season that we're doing, we're offering a lot of discounts to try to let people know that we're here. There's basically a 20% discount for people coming in and signing up for this particular treatment right now as we go into the end of the year. We'll talk more about that as we move to the other rooms, but this is probably the simplest and most easy to understand piece of equipment because everybody kind of understands that concept of a TENS unit, you know, that electrical stimulation. Most people know it for nerves, but this is really taking it to muscles. So the Evolve X is really for toning, and that's what we're doing.
Okay. And I love that you said it's just something that you just come in and you do it.
That's right.
Because I think when women are so busy and men, you know, getting started is sometimes the hardest part and thinking, when am I going to go to the gym? Do I have to get up earlier? Do I have to go after work? But to just make an appointment and come and know that you're making progress, I think just simplifies the entire process.
Right. Theoretically, you could do this, you know, as we begin to build the schedule and build the clientele. You could come in and do it before work. You could come in at lunch. You could come in after work, theoretically, and just spend typically about 30 minutes on the machine.
Okay,
Sometimes
that's totally
maybe
doable, though. That's
maybe 40 minutes if you need it, but typically it's about a half an hour and you go away. Like there's no downtime, there is no
Right.
recovery time. You just will feel the next day like you have been to the gym.
Yeah.
So it's really
That's
wonderful.
awesome.
So let's go
All right,
look at the
let's
next one.
check out the next one.
We'll come on into the next room here. In this room, we have what's called the Evolve. This is the Empower right here, the Empower RF. So the Empower RF really is the one that deals with women's wellness. And this is the one that Dr. Michael was talking about that really drove us to even go into this particular mode of technology, because this is the one that can help with incontinence. It can help with feeling good about yourself, perhaps after a birth or perhaps with aging. You just feel like sometimes things are, I can use the term loosey-goosey. And you want to just tighten things up and just feel better about yourself. But I have had amazing success with the technology of not only the electrical muscle stimulation, but also the radio frequency heating, the collagen heating, because you're rebuilding the tissues themselves, not only vaginally or externally, but you can use the electrical muscle stimulation to tighten the Kegel muscles. Really, just like we were talking about before with the tone externally, this is internal. I have had 80-year-old women that were going to the bathroom 5 times a night after a treatment, a series of treatments, go once a night. Not require any medication, not require any support. It's like the aging process is reversed and taken back down like Benjamin Button, back in time, and it basically restores that natural musculature of the pelvic floor to time gone by. And so I know if we can do that in someone who's over the age of 70 or even 80, we know we can do that and it will work in someone who is 25 who had a birth perhaps of a large baby, or someone who's 35 and they've had all of their children and they want to sort of restore themselves back to a way that they remember being when at an earlier age. So this is what brought us in to this whole technology right
Okay,
here.
so it started it all.
This is what started it all. And then we began to go, well, if we can do this, can we do all these other things? And so the investment of time, money, effort, training, all the process that's gone into this really started with this concept. But we figured, well, if women would like this, they would like these other things that we're offering. So this is what started it all, and this is the one that we've had astonishing success with. And no one is really doing this anywhere in this region. The closest place is in South Carolina and up in Atlanta. So we really feel like this community, and really the broader community, not just Statesboro
region,
proper,
really.
right? Yeah, the region can really benefit from this type of treatment.
Yeah, this one sounds like that Dr. Michael and I were talking that could be life-changing for people.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, when like the women I was talking about earlier, who, you know, women who don't go out in public or they have concerns, they're embarrassed about certain situations in their life, this can fix. And this is actually FDA approved for treatment of incontinence.
Okay.
Now, FDA approved and insurance approved are different. So these things are certainly in a self-pay type category, but they work. And there are no medicines, no surgeries. You're just restoring what you already have. And that's what I find to be amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Let's go look at the next one. We'll go around the corner here a little bit. This is our area where we're giving away some things. We also, in part of this process, have worked with this group, Hydrinity, which is skincare products, because so much of what we do with the microneedling and the skin rejuvenation, which we'll talk about in just a minute, you need the restorative process of good skincare as part of that. So we are working with Hydrinity, and part of what we're giving away today is a package of that, along with gift certificates for services as part of our raffle. So anyone who comes today can sign up for a raffle, and we'll do the drawing tomorrow and hopefully give away some amazing stuff. Obviously, we have a little champagne over here if you want to come partake of that a little bit later.
And so we'll be here until 3:30, and then again from 5:30 to 7:30.
Right.
Is that correct?
Right. We're going to do a 1:30 to 3:30, then we're going to pause, reset, and then do a 5:30 to 7:30.
Okay.
Yeah. So come on, we'll go to the next room.
Let's head to the spa area.
So we'll go back here in this room. Now, this one is what me personally, I'm most excited about. This is the Ignite radio frequency device. It uses radio frequency technology to do body sculpting or body contouring. So women who just can't seem to get rid of that little pouch of fat, no matter what they do, or they've had a number of children and they go to the gym and there's just that little area on their tummy they can't get rid of. Or they've lost a lot of weight with the modern medicines that people take, the big buzz of the GLP-1. They lose weight and they have areas of skin under their arms or on their love handles or under their face and chin. You can actually use radio frequency ablation to destroy that fat, essentially make it go away. So the nearest equivalent that you can think about is liposuction. This is not liposuction, but it's similar. You're destroying the fat, but you're not sucking it out. You're just killing it. It's less invasive, but it is considered to be a procedure. So it's a little bit more involved, but the recovery time, there's a recovery time. You have to follow very specific directions. For example, if you do the tummy, you have to wear an abdominal binder for a few weeks just to help that area heal up and that fat area to reabsorb. But we do this treatment in combination with the microneedling. So this type of treatment, you're actually working under the skin in the area of fat, but then on the surface, you want to tighten the skin, and that's where you do the microneedling, the collagen restoration, where you're going down maybe 7 millimeters, 5 millimeters into the collagen layer, whereas the quantum, you're going deep. So it's a double process. This one, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes. You do have to apply local anesthetic. I've had some amazing success with this as well. I think this one is the one that people have asked me about for 20 years. Hey doc, while you're down there, can you fix this? And my answer's always been no.
But now you can.
No, now I can. Now, it's not for everybody. My rule is if you can pinch it, I can get rid of it. If I'm having to scoop it, we got another process. But if you just need the shaping and just that little bit of fixing the areas that you need to address, it is remarkable, very much remarkable. And so this one's a little bit more involved. It requires a little prep work going into it. So we do a consult, and then we prepare you for everything. Then you come in for, now this is a one and done, like you do it and it's over. And then it takes about 3 months to see the results. But you can see in one day up to 10% reduction in just feeling. You can see the lines start to develop, and then about 3 months out, you can see as much as a 25% reduction.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we have one more.
All right.
We'll go down here to the last room. We'll come in here. So the last piece of equipment is this Optimus Max. This one actually, the concept of Optimus has been around a long time. But each time they upgrade the technology, they improve it. And this is the latest version. So this particular machine you see over here to your left, this is where we do sort of the bread and butter aesthetics. Whereas the one with the tone is for muscle toning. The one for the women's health is more for the vaginal rejuvenation and just feeling better about yourself. The quantum is for body sculpting. This one allows us to do not only the micro needling of the skin, face, body, but we have IPL, which is a pulse light treatment for treating spots on the hands, face. We also have a piece of equipment called Vasculase, which allows us to take care of spider veins, little blemishes on the legs, torso. And then we also offer laser hair removal. And there's not a lot of that around here either. So this is really a good thing, I think, for women. It adds sort of the icing on the cake for all the other things that we're doing. And so you can get more than one, like the way we've priced it out. You can do one thing and then add another thing, or you could do this treatment and then do the tone treatment. Sometimes while you're letting an area numb up for the microneedling, you could potentially be doing the tone while you're laying there for the 30 minutes to get the numbing effect so you can do the microneedling. So there's all kind of, yes, all kind of overlays on the various packages. But this particular piece of equipment is sort of cutting edge technology. There are a lot of different marketers or different types of equipment, but the in-mode technology that's in all of this for the radio frequency and the light technology in all of my research is really the best. And so we have invested in what we believe is the best technology, the best options for women, and we have expanded our package beyond the basic taking care of women's health with yearly exams and delivering babies and taking care of pregnant women to go beyond, even to basic aesthetics, as well as the other things we've mentioned.
Yeah, I know. I love how you said that women always ask, could you do this? And you've had to say no, and now you can say yes
for 20 years.
To all kinds of different things, right?
And so I think in everything we're trying to do, and you can see here, I mean, this is the spots, tightening up the skin, laser hair removal anywhere, really. And tightening up just the skin. Some people don't necessarily need fat removed, they just need the little loose skin to be tightened up. In fact, I had that done on my neck because part of aging is getting that little bit of a goosey neck there. And I've even had the needling done, and it is making a change for me. I've had the light technology on my face, those sunspots you develop driving down the road, always on the left side, right? And so I've had those spots treated. So it's not just for women, it's for men. And the idea really is to bring some lift to the community, right? To expand what we do for the whole concept of healthcare.
I love it.
Oh, thank you. We love it too. We love it too.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for giving us the tour. We've enjoyed seeing everything. And as a reminder, we'll be here till 3:30. You can come check it out, 1501 Brampton Avenue in Statesboro. We'll be back here again this evening from 5:30 to 7:30. You're welcome to come see it all for yourself and enjoy some treats, enter the raffle,
Yeah,
check
enter
out the
raffle.
packages.
Absolutely. Welcome. Come on.
Thanks
Come
so
on.
much.